Hey, VGF. Alrighty, reminder that Saturday, myself and Miss Morgan Nightshade should be continuing our Senior Detectives Let's Play through of Bear with Me. Having solved the case of the missing robots, we move on to the normal cases. The normal cases be there 3, but for now, bit of a throwback. We return to some classic point-and-click for the channel. Wadjet Wednesday in the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. Break out a scene we haven't used in a long time. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the Blobber Plays, the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow as part of Wadjet Wednesday. Boop. Their most recent game. Oh. Straight into control. No cutscenes. Morning, Decoy. So we look sort of Victorian England. The rain pelting the umbrella is quite pretty. Oh. Why do you suddenly not have sound? Ay. Oh, I know why you don't have sound. Shh, I'm an idiot. Shh. Countdown. And then we grab this, and we go back to Wadjet Wednesday, and we post that here. Now you'll have sound again.
Terrible weather this evening, is it not? Nurse Blaketon has
Sorry.
had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see.
G'day, Nemi.
A bit of rain won't kill me, will it? You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper. You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside. You'll catch your death out here.
Finally, we move. The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. Choo-choo, papa, choo-choo, papa. Choo-choo.
Dearest mother,
You gonna continue game?
I hope this letter will reach you.
Okay, I have to click you.
I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience.
Surprisingly lifelike sheep.
I will endeavour to explain the events that led me to Ticehurst House that night. As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Very close up.
The letter brought me to the isolated village of Bewley, deep in the moors.
Oh, achievement unlocked. No station master in
No
sight.
station
Arrival.
master in sight. I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter.
This will be teaching us how to use our inventory. Left click to walk or interact. Right click to examine. To access the inventory, move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen. Left click on an inventory item to select it. Right click to examine. Once it's selected, you can right click to deselect. You can double click on an exit to teleport directly to it. The game will occasionally autosave. You can also save at any time. Ooh, M for map, you say? Alright. Well, started the game and got through the opening cutscene.
Hello?
Am I supposed to read the letter? Dear Mrs. Bateman, I write in hopes of piquing your curiosity. I've read about your expertise in barrows, and if I understand correctly, you're writing a book on them and the treasures they contain. I live in the village of Bewley, where the most special barrow can be found in the outskirts. It's rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in. It's steeped in local legend, and there's a rumour of secrets to be found deep within. I hope you don't misunderstand me and find this letter intrusive. If you wish to visit and excavate the barrow, I'd be pleased to be your guide. Send me your response to the Plough and Furrow Inn. I shall await your letter. Yours respectfully, Leonard Shoulder. Marvellous news! I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening of the 14th of this new month at the Plough and Furrow Inn. Okay. It has good rooms. It's known as Hobbs Barrow, the thing you're going to excavate. It's on his own land, so we don't need permission to excavate. Wish you safe journey.
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn.
How'd you like our weather?
I'm quite accustomed to it.
Would you tell me where the inn is?
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Aye, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewley. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank
Who
you
the
very
hell
much.
puts a train station a mile away from the actual city?
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Well, it used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
They
Are
put
you
the
local?
train station far too far away from it, so I never go.
The village.
Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite. Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey.
Right. Window?
Hello there.
No.
What brings you to Bewley?
Oh my god, stop talking to me. Let me
I
leave.
beg your pardon?
What brings you to Bewley, miss?
Tell the
I'm
truth.
here to visit a local landmark, Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave robber, are you?
Not at
Grave
all.
robber.
I merely have an interest in antiquities.
Not much to be found in Bewley, if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, thank god she leaves.
That was odd.
It was. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, hello bird.
The blacksmith looks closed. don't wish to disturb the locals. It looks like I'm in the market square. I should find the inn. The cobbler's is closed.
Everything is closed.
The door has been boarded up. The building looks like a ruin. I don't wish to disturb the locals. The sign is well out of reach.
Yeah, but you could read it so that it's more obvious that it's
Well
where we're
and
trying to
thorough.
go.
I have a bit of time before Mr. Shoulder arrives. I should inquire about a room.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone in this sodding weather?
I'm
I'm
heading to the inn.
Plough and Furrow.
Bloody good pub, that. It has the finest ales in the whole county. Oh, I'll take you there if you like.
I believe we are standing directly in front of it.
Oh, so we are. Listen,
Yes.
give us a kiss now, won't you?
One sec, sorry. I'm wondering if it's thinking my controller is doing an input. Yeah, and it was. Okay, humour him. It usually works with men. Slap him. I have no time for this. Or deflect.
Won't
Perhaps
your
he's
wife
married.
disapprove?
My wife? Bloody hell, my wife! My tea'll be on the table at this hour, and if I don't get back, she'll be roaring. Until we meet again.
Goodbye, good sir.
What a buffoon. I should speak to the innkeeper about a room.
Autosave triggered. To the innkeep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Let's be
Aye,
nosy.
I know the man.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you.
Fine pub indeed.
I am in need of a room for the night.
In our best postman Pat
Nice
voice.
one of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
A fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
Okay, we had coins. Use money on
This
innkeep.
is payment for the room.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Thomasina Bateman.
And will Mr. Bateman be staying with us
Thomasina.
tonight?
Wow.
I am not wed.
Someone wanted a
My
boy.
assistant is arriving in Bewley tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key. Just go through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs. Room number 2.
Thank you.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage. I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives.
About to say, it sounds like it wants us to go upstairs.
The poor thing.
Very big antlers on our deer.
I don't want to take the painting with me. This painting shows a Rubenesque figure brushing her hair. Quite unusual to see such a sensual work in a room like this. A pixie-faced peasant boy, painted in a naive style. The painting depicts a rocky-edged lake. A small bronze plate states the name Lake Cubilius. A colourful work depicting a bashful knight. It is signed N. Hamley. A biblical scene of some kind. An angel is depicted looking longingly to the heavens.
Achievement for looking at the various pictures.
This shall do nicely. Time to change into something more comfortable.
Get in our Lara Croft outfit.
Much better. I've stored my case in there. A box within a box.
Which box looks like it might be useful?
Complementary matches. Useful. There's only one match left, though.
That's a bit
As
cheap.
the only light source in the room, I ought to leave this here.
Okay, we can't take the candle.
A painting of surprising quality. It portrays a rocky outcrop overlooking a vast moor. Perhaps a local landmark. A decorative plate depicting a goat. The wardrobe looks old, perhaps 100 years or more in age.
Have I missed anything? No, we got everything.
Miss Bateman, you've transformed.
I feel far more comfortable in my outdoor clothing.
You look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley. Stanley Kemp.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
Unusually
Tell me,
bright.
I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
What
Can you tell me about Belwell Way?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for
Sounds-
the last 16
doesn't
years.
sound enthusiastic
I worked
about
as a
it.
drover all over the country in my younger days. Saved up me coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewley.
Has Mr. Shoulder arrived yet?
Still haven't seen head nor tail of him, Miss Bateman.
What can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard, then?
Well, if you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
Are you familiar with tumuli?
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've lost me.
I excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
Oh, aye. You're a grave robber.
I am no such thing.
Everyone's
Don't worry,
going to
lass.
say that, aren't
I've met
they?
all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
I assure you, my goal is more noble than petty grave robbery.
What sort of relics do you find, then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Well, rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye. Very interesting. But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewley, a site called Hobbs Barrow. I'm meeting him here this
Hail,
evening to find
Franco.
out more.
G'day.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard nowt about a Hobbs Barrow.
Are you sure you've never heard of Hobbs Barrow?
Not in my life, lass, but I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
Mr. Shoulder said the barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass? Haven't you better things to do with your time?
I enjoy nothing more than the thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Oh, a barrow digger too, were he?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
I'm afraid my father's been bedbound by illness for many years.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital. Thanks for your time.
As you were.
See if the pink plate is interesting.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull. A decorative plate depicting a serpent. A decorative plate. This one depicts a cat. A decorative plate depicting an eagle. A decorative plate. This one depicts a dog. A decorative plate depicting a bear.
We might have to do the Curious Collection. 7 plates, 7 animals. Achievement unlocked. We might have some sort of animal-based puzzle. And g'day, Salah.
Hello, sir.
What?
I'm waiting here for a man named Leonard Shoulder. Do you know him?
I don't.
Yes.
Do you, love?
Never heard of him.
Yes,
There you have
Salah,
it.
it
Now
is
clear
that
off.
serious. Oh my god. Look at her butt. It's so bright and big. It just goes on forever. Oh, it's such a good clip and I was
Hello,
laughing
miss.
so hard for so long.
What you want? Bugger off.
Bugger off.
Hello, sir.
Right,
Do you know a Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
you're not local. You've come on that bloody train, haven't you?
Ooh, he
It's
doesn't
going to
like
jobs.
trains.
I
You
take it you're
don't
not
like...
enamoured with the railway
He
station.
must be the bad guy.
He's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here. It's as simple as that, lass.
Why not?
This is our town, our land.
I assure you, I am not here to cause trouble.
We'll see about that, won't we?
My name is Thomasina Bateman, and you are...
None of your business, lass. Where's your husband?
None of your business, sir.
Ha! You're brave coming in here, all on your own.
I'm a grown woman.
I'm Cyril.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cyril. What can you tell me about Bewley?
We're a proud community. I've lived here my whole life. Not much here to interest folks like you.
Folks like me?
Aye.
In most of our trains are moving coal and iron ore
Do you
around.
know Mr. Shoulder?
That'd be none of your business, lass. I don't come to your city poking around asking
He
questions. do
really doesn't like
I? Man just wants
us.
to enjoy his ale in peace.
Bye for now.
Ta-ra, lass.
Mr. Shoulder should really be here by now. I'll sit down and wait. Where on earth is he? What a waste of time this is turning out to be.
The drunk from earlier?
Not you again.
I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I got home, had my tea, but it gave me an aching belly.
How so?
I felt bad for how I spoke to you.
Oh,
I'm
road
sorry.
trains.
The drink
Yes.
gets a hold of me sometimes.
Multiple semi-trailers and
Let's start again, shall we?
3 or
My name
4.
is Arthur Tillett.
Thomasina Bateman.
3 or
What
4
brings
long.
you to Bewley, anyway?
I'm here to meet someone, but he has not arrived.
His loss, if you ask me.
Perhaps you know the gentleman, Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, I know Mr. Shoulder all right. If I may be so bold as to say, he's a bit long in the tooth for you.
The relationship is not what you're implying. I've never met him. In fact, I know very little about him at all.
Get me an ale and I'll tell you all about the old
Oh
son.
god, yes. You're the only person who's willing to talk to us.
One ale, coming right up.
Thank you very much, Miss Bateman. Then I'll tell you all about old Leonard Shoulder.
He's scamming me for a drink? Well, we'll see. Use money on you.
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. 2 pence, please.
Thank you. This was the last of my money, but Kenneth will
No,
be
no,
here
no.
tomorrow
He's
with more
getting an
funds.
ale out of telling us information we want to know, Franco.
Please, Miss Bateman, an ale to wet me whistle. Then I'll tell you all about old Leonard.
Here you are, Arthur.
Thanking you. Oh, that hits the spot, that does, lass. Now then. Old Len. Leonard Shaw.
He falls asleep.
Arthur? Mr. Tillett? Oh, for heaven's sake. The man is in a drunken stupor. Mr. Tillett? He's not dead, just very drunk. I would still like to hear what he has to say about Mr. Shoulder. After one drink too many, Arthur Tillett has passed out.
We met him earlier as he was leaving the pub, Friendly. He was quite drunk then, going home to have dinner, and then he came back.
How can I help you?
May I trouble you for a glass of water?
If it's water you're after, I just refilled the jug in your room for you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
As you were.
Do I have a cup, though? Okay, upstairs.
This may come in handy.
Grab water. Use water on drunk.
Oh, what the hell were that for?
You passed out, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, sorry, lass. Where were I? Leonard Shoulder. Hold on another minute. I'm making for a piss.
This
You gonna
man
disappear?
is unbelievable. It feels like an hour has passed. Perhaps I should go in there and check on him.
We
I
ask
can't
the...
think of anything else to talk about right now.
Okay, no. We're only given
Miss
this
Bateman.
option.
My
But I just tried to talk
the
to you.
ladies are closed due to faulty plumbing. You'll have to use the gents.
Lovely. Mr. Tillett?
Oh.
Mr. Tillett? Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
He's disappeared?
Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
There's a cat. Can we pet the cat?
Well, you're not Mr. Tillett. I'd rather not touch it. The thing stinks to high heaven.
No.
The mangy thing is fast asleep. The door opens a crack, but appears to be blocked from the other side. I think I can hear someone moving around. Mr. Tillett? Arthur, are you out there? Judging from the draft coming from below, this door must lead outside. I should investigate further. I can see it's still raining out there.
Am I meant to go around the outside?
How can I help you?
There's a door to the outside in the gents' lavatories. Why is it bolted?
That door doesn't even have a lock.
So you didn't block the door?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen Arthur Tillett?
I thought he were with you.
He went to the lavatory and has not returned.
That sounds like Arthur Tillett. Don't worry, lass. He'll be back.
Thanks for your time.
As you were.
I shouldn't wander too far. Mr. Shoulder may still show...
Maybe I meant to go further to the right then?
Excuse me, sir. Someone has wedged the door shut. Mr. Tillett. Why would he have done that?
There's a handprint on the ground.
Did Mr. Tillett leave, then block the door behind him? Something strange is going on here. Who was that old chap I saw outside the alley? He headed eastward. Maybe I could catch up with him and ask him if he saw Mr. Tillett. I suspect the barrels are empty. Otherwise the locals would be rolling them into their cellars. A pearly white gent's glove. It's certainly unlike anything Mr. Tillett was wearing.
Yoink.
Seems rather out of place here. Peculiar. I could tether a horse here if I had one.
Itching posts.
Sir?
He continues to run away.
The old man has disappeared into the darkness. I'd best turn back to the inn.
Into the night, a figure slips into the mist. Has the guy that we've been waiting for finally showed up at least?
Last orders.
I should get some sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewley shall have to wait for tomorrow. I can't think of anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I can't ask him. No one else appears to be here.
A lovely place to warm oneself.
To do something?
The poor thing. Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. I should get some sleep.
Yeah,
Yes, I must get some sleep. I shall track down Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
off to bed.
Yes. I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter. Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Ah, don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewley.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
Good night, Stanley.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
Okay, does it skip to the morning? No. We have a night scene. Leaving the candle on's a bit wasteful. And then the cat breaks into our room. Evil cat. The first day, Adventus. It's an exceptionally ugly cat.
Such horrid dreams.
No, but there was one for getting past the opening
Painted from the inside, just
cut
as I left it
scenes.
last night. As I suspected,
Franco.
I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved.
Or else the cat closed
then.
the door.
Let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this Barrow. I also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett.
To essentially summarize the plot so far, we are a Barrow excavator. We have been summoned here by a local who said there's an interesting thing and to meet us at this inn, and then he hasn't shown up there when we've gotten here.
Jammed shut. The wood must have warped over the years.
Check that there's nothing new. Nope, nothing new.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
Not really. I have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I must have been dreaming, as I locked the door and windows before I went to sleep. I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing. He comes in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Is it safe?
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Okay, so we go to the train station
Miss
again?
Bateman,
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Tell me more about
Why
the
must
man
I be
first.
wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Where does he live?
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
And what about
Why
the
lie
place?
to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
Okay.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
Map unlocked.
Hello. My name is Thomasina, and you are...
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
Oh, good lord.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know aught about no Leonard Shoulder.
Yeah, what about
What
Hobbs
can you
Barrow?
tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Naught to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves.
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Anything changed here?
The
Oh, I
window
missed
is
that.
well out of reach.
And it must be for something later.
Nobody home. The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Okay, and there's nothing to interact with. It kicks you straight out.
I don't think anyone is home. Hello,
Yes?
my name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Good luck, little kid.
No one here. I don't think anyone is home.
Is the sister different to the boy?
Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless!
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Can you tell me about Leonard?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Or the Barrow?
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Everyone is so painfully unhelpful.
Hello. Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings, the sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry, I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand. My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. de Plancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Background doggo barking noises?
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
Yeah, it's like Darling. Friendly computer.
Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might
Oh my
be able
gosh,
to help
maybe
you.
actual progress?
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Okay.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Also with you, Mr. Plancy.
In memory of George Paxton. In memory of William Ager. In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet. In memory of Peter Black. In memory of Barnaby Tillett.
There's a Tillet.
In memory of Mabel Hurst. In memory of Benjamin Garkham. In memory of Millicent Smith. In memory of Henry Crozier. Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Thank you, kind old lady. A
Goodness
rosary?
me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. Those have seen better days. The flowers have long since dried out. I don't want them.
Only we still had our water? Can we inspect it?
I think this might be genuine sterling silver.
But that's all.
A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years.
Okay. Have we kleptomaniac? Yes, we have kleptomaniac the silver.
Extraordinary craftsmanship. I can admire the craftsmanship from afar. I've no time for such things. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns.
Oh my!
Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be.
No, I wanted to leave, not click these again.
They are still locked.
Thank you.
It's locked.
Let's ask if it's old ladies.
Hello.
Good day.
Thank you for your time.
Lord,
What if I try using the necklace on you?
Excuse me. I found this necklace inside the church. Is it yours?
no, pet. Perhaps someone left it behind yesterday. You keep hold of it for now. I'll ask around at the next service.
Are you sure?
I trust you.
Let's leave it in the hands of the visiting wayward person. Because she's a lovely old kind woman, Franco. Why would anyone be mean or nasty when they could be nice? He's sick? He's sick.
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Got me. I beg you.
Can we use the trowel on you?
The trowel's blade is dull and rusted. I need something that will provide a cleaner cut.
There's nothing... I mean, a handkerchief, no. Matches, no. Gloves, no. Maybe the key?
The key bears no edges sharp enough to pierce the skin.
Then I have no idea.
I don't wish to look too closely. The vicar's spectacles lie broken on the forest floor.
Ah, if they're broken, they'll be glass.
Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
Ah, do I need to use a glove?
Perhaps I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner.
Really? I thought that would be how we pick it up.
I don't think that will help me pick up the broken glass.
No, the trowel... She doesn't think it will help us pick up the broken glass, Friendly. What about our
No,
handkerchief?
that won't. This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work.
Okay, and now that we have handkerchief glass, bloodlet the vicar.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
A curious remedy. Achievement unlocked.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated.
The
I'm
rapid
Frederick
healing
Roach,
qualities
vicar
of...
of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh my.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmund's. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
Tell me
St.
about the
Edmund's
church.
is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
About Leonard. I would like to know more of him.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me.
That's
so
actually helpful.
Capital. Thank you.
just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Let's
I'm
go.
ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
Hamlet?
Hamlet?
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman, but I'm afraid that passage is from
Aw.
Richard II. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me. Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
I find them desolate. It's in the eye of the beholder, or yes. Let's be
Indeed.
nice.
The moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us.
Maybe next time, friendly.
Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Oh, flashback time.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good.
Her mouth
let's see
opens
your
a horrifyingly large amount. Does the little child's.
Daddy, wake up! Daddy, wake up!
Oh, he's dead? But I thought she said he's
Mummy?
just bedbound.
Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Hello.
Ooh. Who are you?
She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Would run into a wild
Still quite a
Scot.
walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
It's got chickens.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene.
Aww.
She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
No, only some of them friendly.
Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
A fearsome-looking beast. Care to
We
hold
can
one,
pat
Father
the
Roach?
chicken?
Put that thing down, would you?
You're no fun.
A feathered friend, a sweet little thing.
Pair of thick woolen trousers. A woolen undergarment. That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
Can I use glove on glove?
The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
Why, indeed.
The window is much too high up to reach. I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside. Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to.
Very neat and tidy. No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned.
What am I meant to do then? There's nothing else over here. Have I missed something? Yes. Part of the door is different from the rest of the
A
door.
carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it. Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewley. Though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself.
Good lord.
It is the very era of the moon. She comes nearer earth than she was wont, and makes men mad.
Othello well enough. There is madness in Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet?
A fine tragedy. But that particular passage is
This
from the
time you
great
get to show
Othello.
off,
I'm
friendly.
afraid your
Well
knowledge
done.
of the bard is somewhat lacking.
It's been a while since I've read his work, Father.
Never mind.
There's nothing else. Do I use key on door?
This key doesn't fit here.
Do I use...
I'm not sure what...
What if I give the necklace to the...
I found this
you?
necklace inside the church. Do you know who it belongs to?
Many in our congregation wear such things. I'll announce it at the next service.
Do you mind if I keep hold of it until then?
Not at all.
That's so silly. Okay, what do you want me to do? Is he home?
Mr. Shoulder, you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home.
Okay, and then we just
Curses.
talk to the
Perhaps you could
priest
try
to
the handle.
lead?
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
Alright, do we potentially get lost by letting him go without us, or leave with him?
No, you go ahead.
Look
Father,
around
thank
without
you.
him.
As you wish.
Maybe
Farewell,
break in while
Miss
he
Baker.
isn't
I
around?
hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Enough Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, or Much Ado About Nothing.
Romeo and Juliet?
Correct. That I shall say good night till it be morrow. Lord be with you.
And also with you, Vicar.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found.
Maybe he's been murdiddly-erdled.
I've come a long way. Please open. No sign of any... I can't see how that will help me.
No?
As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder. The train! That must be Kenneth. I should go and meet him at the station.
Okay. You know what? Let's make a real save. Did it actually make a save? Yes. Back to the station, although we also haven't talked to the blacksmith.
Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye. George Crozier, at your service.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye. Can I help you?
Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye. Born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Okay, so it kind of expected me to do this before going there, seemingly.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be naught to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Do
Oh.
you know of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay. Can we go in his shop
Blacksmith is
now
right
that...
here. I've no need to go inside.
No, now that he's open for business?
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. I don't think anyone is home. Good day, little one. What's your name?
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
I'm sorry to hear that. What is your name, little one?
Jane.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jane. My name is Thomasina.
Is she going to have us find Wally? Perhaps ask us, where's Wally?
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their birthday.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe. But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't
Ooh.
supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first.
Okay.
and leave her.
I will.
Find little girl's
Where
doll.
do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there. Or maybe he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
Hey! Stay away from that! It's bad luck to touch the Ammon's horn. I'm serious.
Fine.
Okay, once she leaves because we've got her doll, then we can do it? Chipmunk or Foxy Woxy?
I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
Okay, no. Go back. Go back. Go back. And to the train station.
Where is Kenneth?
Where indeed? But this guy's here now.
He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
No, talk to the ticket man.
Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Have we met?
Oh, Miss Bateman. I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink.
Yes.
All a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
She's a saint to put up with you.
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye, aye. I'll survive.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him. And promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink. Which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
Oh, I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard.
Yeah,
Shoulder.
but no, but yeah, but nah.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look,
It is
what would
likely.
I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
What about the Barrow?
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hobbs Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please. This is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman.
Ay, ay,
I'll try
ay.
to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
Okay. What about last
About
night?
last night.
One of this you haven't read.
You really don't remember where
And
you
you
went
missed
last
me
night?
react that I
As I
finally got
say,
one right.
It's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye.
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've nowt to say 'cause I remember nowt.
So you work here?
Aye. Bewley's station master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does
Tell
the
me more.
station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked
God
the last
damn it.
train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses. Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you. Where can I find...
He lives up... You'll
Yeah,
see.
same
you.
one.
Farewell.
Ta-ra.
Okay, so back to town. Here's Mangy Cat again. Oh, an old Cyril.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No. I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow. Do you know where it is?
Mind your own business, lass.
You really are quite helpful, aren't you?
At least in his case, it's consistent with the
Goodbye.
rest of his
Sure,
character. For everyone else not helping us, it just comes off as conspiracy. Does little kid know about other little kid?
Hello?
Yes?
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
I don't think anyone... That must be the postmaster's storeroom. The man is standing right there. Hello?
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
You seem in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
Originally, a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long, though I currently reside in London.
London? I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well, you've got that in Bewley. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewley is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
Do you have my crate?
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw
Oh,
him
it's a
wheeling
different
large
guy.
crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
Curses. When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
We've provided you with a mechanical reason why I will never move. That at least makes sense.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention
That
it.
pause.
Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long. I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
One of those old burial hills.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley. And we're all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.